That's good. I really like that. I think that's what probably made you. I mean, you became manager in weren't you a fitness manager? So I think that is probably what the gym saw in you. They saw that you were the one who was going up to like literally the biggest guy, like a guy with triceps as big as my face, and you're going, actually, mate, the way that you're using that machine, you can use it, in this way. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I loved it because the thing is, they thought they're the hardcore people, and I said, okay, you think you're strong, okay, do it this way, do it that way, and they'll be struggling. Like, I think there's one guy in America, that one of the regional managers in America came, and this guy's built, like, this guy is like probably like 6'3", chiseled down, and obviously in our like group fitness training, they only had weights up to 24 kilos, and obviously he picked up the 20. I knew for a fact 24 kilos was too light, because we're doing the tricep extension like that. I said, no, 24 kilos is light. And I told him, say, drop the 24, pick two 16 kilos and do it this way. He'd done it, he was struggling. I said, you're doing working the same muscle group, but now you're struggling. And he's like, oh my God. And he wrote in the group chat, oh my gosh, I got annihilated. Emmanuel kept an eye on me, even tweaked some exercises with me. It was too easy for me. That's what coaches, I think they call it the orange eye, where you can spot where people are failing, people need encouraging, and people need to be pushed. So it's like, I knew like, I always say that if the exercise looks too easy, it's a bit hard. And that's why I studied so much in how to trigger the muscle without injuring yourself. Because I had like a hamstring, I tore my hamstring, a tore ligament in my shoulder. So I knew that I couldn't lift as heavy. So I had to find different ways to make sure I feel the same sensation, but without it being too crazy. So that's
and I think that's really good as well, because it's double, because it means that you're teaching those big guys who are probably the ones who are most likely to injure themselves by pushing themselves too hard. You're teaching them how to use the machines well. And I know some guys, I was in the gym once with a massive guy, and he dislocated his shoulder because he was doing a rep too hard. And it was really horrible to watch. All of the gym people gather around, and the vibe completely changed, because it's not fun working out anymore like a guy's actually been injured. So I think that by actually putting the time into the ones that you would think wouldn't need the time, and actually just making them second guess. Like, as you say, you called them the ego lifters. Like, is that what you called them? Ego lifters? Yeah, it's just you by breaking their ego down a little bit. I can imagine that being incredibly satisfying.
Welcome, come in, welcome, yes, welcome. Yes, podcast, yes. And it goes like this, yo. Welcome you to the sound of the underground. It's the underground. Yeah. Hey, it goes like this, yo. Welcome you to the sound of the underground. It's the underground.
Hey. Yes.
King himself.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How you doing, Jamie?
Well, I'm pretty tired, man, from this morning. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man, you can't be tired, man.
I was rubbing the sleep out of my eyes this morning when I woke up at like 7:15.
Man, that's not too half an hour to the session.
7:45 workout. But I mean, what time do you usually wake up for? I mean, every day?
It depends. I usually wake up anywhere between 5:36 to like 7:30. So anywhere between 5:30 to like 7:30.
I mean, do you like that?
I got used to it. Even if I don't like it, I got used to it, I've got used to it, even if I don't like it.
So just sing my song. So just sing my song.
Let me just
I'm excited to have you on, bro.
I'm excited to be here, I'm really excited to be here. Can't wait to get started.
Wicked. Where's here? Where's here for you right now?
Here's my little office. Office that I use. There's like my church space that I use that I can do my work alone because during quarantine, it's finding it hard to like work at home. So it's like home for me is just comfort. So I need to be out of the space just to kind of like lock down and get as much done.
Nice. Lockdown is quite a good use of phrase there. Whilst everyone else is on lockdown, you're locking down in a church, did you say?
Yes, locking down in the church. I've got the keys. Same on prayer.
Got the keys to the church. You got to be friends with the guy with the keys to the church.
I was born and raised in Hackney. I grew up in Hackney. I got 7 other brothers and sisters.
Wow.
So I'm right in the middle, just right. So altogether, 8 of us. I'm just right bang in the middle. So when I was younger, I used to love sports. So I got involved with football and athletics with London and Hackney. Went to college and studied sports and exercise science. Then I went to uni, Middlesex University, to study again sports and exercise science. And I just branched off to teaching and coaching. And I think in my years of uni, that's where I kind of found myself. I found myself in my years of uni. Got a couple of friends from uni that I still talk to every day. So I'm glad for that.
So can you just tell me, like, I don't think that this kind of idea and this drive comes from nowhere. I guess that I want to get to the real root of why did you start Clan? Where did the idea come from? Can you remember where you were when you first came up with the idea of Clan? What does it stand for?
Okay, how can I change the well-being of everybody? So I was just thinking around, okay, how can I change the well-being of everybody? So I said, okay, I can't just change it from talking. I have to have something to, like a little elevator to kind of, okay, what's the lever to pull people in? So I said, okay, let me try to do fitness. So I did, okay, fitness and well-being. So okay, fitness and well-being, it could work together. Then I said, okay, what is home to me? And what was home to me was that I had family members that suffered from mental health. I had an uncle that committed suicide. And I knew the struggle living in that environment and seeing all this around me. I knew the struggles that other people may face. So I think it's like, my main thing is that viewing people's mirrors. Like right now, obviously I can see myself now because I've got the camera on. But if I didn't have the camera on, I wouldn't be able to see myself. So, but if I put a mirror in front of me, I'm able to see myself. So every time I come in contact with someone, I treat every person as if they're my mirror. So even if they're sad, even if they're happy, I'm just trying to make whatever's in front of me the best it can be. That's why I'm always the type of person to be lively, to be happy, because if you're happy, I'm happy. It's like a ping pong effect.
Yeah, I noticed that in the session this morning, actually, you'd come back over to the camera and go like, right, is everyone good? Yeah, cool, right, let's go. Like you had so much energy throughout that, because I think as a personal trainer, you got to carry that when everyone's kind of down on the floor and they're like, oh, I don't want to do another rep. Your job is to be there and go, let's do this.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, even with the visions, like me changing the narrative of mental health through everyday fitness, and I want to make sure that fitness is accessible for everybody. Not that, okay, especially like there's some beauty fitness brands that either is too expensive or you have to look a certain way. And even if you look a certain way, maybe do I fit in? Like my thing is that we're all human beings. We got hands, we got legs, we got mouth, we got nose, we got ears, we got eyes, everything. But we're all uniquely shaped to make a bigger picture. So I always give this analogy, like with the branding of Clan. It stands for courageous, lion-hearted, ambitious nation.
That's the only phrase where like nationality is good for me. I think the nationalism is terrible. But when you say lion-hearted, ambitious nation, it makes me feel so, it changes the word. Because I used to hate the word nation before, like United Nations, all of that had really bad
connotation. Yeah, but now it's like, I just want to change, that's what I say, I want to change that narrative and make people understand that we can be united. And I gave this analogy of a puzzle, that especially with the age of social media, everyone wants to be an influencer, everyone wants to be the next big thing. So instead of being unique to yourself, we try to mimic other people. But if you think of a puzzle a puzzle has a big picture, but every puzzle is uniquely shaped differently to fit together. And when we understand that we're uniquely shaped together to make a bigger picture, then we can embrace our insecurities, we can embrace our weaknesses, we can embrace our strengths, and through that we can build our gifts. Because like everybody in the face of the earth got some sort of gift, some sort of calling. And for me, it's just like a parent to a child, that they want to see the best it can be, even if like you're in your 50s and you don't know what to do with your life. As long as you wake up in the morning, you've still got another chance. But when people reach a certain age, they feel, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know if I'm able to reach my dream. I don't know, whatever. And people use a lot of excuses, especially that I've got bills to pay, I've got this to pay. But even if you didn't take the jump, you still have your bills, you still have responsibilities in life. And like even for me, last year was a big year because I had the vision to start Clan. Like I wanted Clan to represent what I feel I live my life for. So I was researching, okay, Clan is like a family. Like and then I did like a little survey. When I asked people and they gave that response, some of them said, okay, they don't know, Clan seems like a group of people, but a majority of them said it represents family. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna run with Clan. It's okay. And then last year, obviously, I was working at a gym called Orange Tree Fitness. The time was coming, like I was even praying to God that the time was coming, and that like I just felt that I had to leave. Like if I don't leave, this is not gonna kick off. And I remember like I was praying to God, and it was like He was just telling me that you use 2019 for your best that it can be, or you'll regret it. You know what? Let me just push through. As time was going on, I was delaying it because money. You've got responsibilities at home, blah blah blah. But I said, you know what? Let me just take the jump. Quit the job. It had to happen, and then obviously led into this year. And no one knew that the coronavirus was going to happen, that we're going to be in lockdown. So I was even thinking, oh my gosh, imagine if I delayed everything and I decided to start in 2020. So yeah, new year, new me. Yeah, 2020 vision. But 3 months in, we were on lockdown. So I would have regretted that part. I said, sometimes you just have to go in when you believe in the vision and believe in something that is close to your heart, you just have to sometimes just take the jump and say, you know what, if it works, it works. But I believe no matter how many no's I get, because of the vision of who I am first and the vision that is in my heart, is gonna go through.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with you, man. I think that, your business, it looks like, has still been excelling during lockdown. I don't think that it's a negative thing to say that this lockdown came and it kind of screwed up your 2020 vision, as you call it. But I think that, talk to me a little bit about that. Like, do you think that people at the moment, are you getting different sorts of clients at the moment? And I kind of want to know about who's been approaching you about these online Zoom classes, the one that I attempted this morning.
So I think it's getting it was all varied, It's like you get the couples, now more couples are training together. That's what I know.
Yeah, it's good. That's a really good thing that's come out of the lockdown. I'm like, yeah, come on. Now couples might be the same sizes,
Yeah, definitely, man. Couples are training together, and it's like I'm getting more people that, like, I'm reaching more people that I wouldn't be able to reach. So that's the plus side of it. So I think
around the world, like it looked like there were some people who tuned in from like Italy, or it looked like there weren't just British people there.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just British. So that's the thing, that people can tune in wherever. So that's one thing I'm like glad. Okay, yeah, I'm actually tuning to a lot of people, because a lot of people will share on their Instagram. Then their friends will see it, a friend will see it, tell a friend, they come to me, I sign them up, and then they join the class, and it's like no matter where you are, you can, as long as there's a live session going on, it becomes more personal. And I think
definitely. I felt it immediately. Like I was a little bit nervous about it, but the fact that some people turned on their video and some people didn't, like I wasn't going to, because I'm a skinny runt. that you wouldn't want to see me at that time in the morning. But there were some people turning on their video, and it really inspired me to keep working, because I'd get really tired and I'd look up, and there was that couple who were working on the balcony, and there was another people in the forest, and because they're still doing it, you keep on doing it. You know, it's like you're still doing that class all together.
It feels like you're doing the class all together, and that's the beauty of it. And one thing, because before, when I used to run the group classes, I just tell the people the exercises, because it'll be like maybe a group of 10 to 20 or 30. I'll tell them the exercises and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'll time them, and I'll just walk around and say, I'll make sure I'll just egg people and say, okay, you can do this, I can do that. Or encourage people to say, come on, let's do that, or correct people's form. But now it's the part that they see me doing what I'm telling them to do. So when it's like, when they see me dying, they go, okay, good. As long as he's dying, that means I'm not doing bad. So it's more of being transparent. I think one thing I gained from the lockdown and gained from being online is that it's more transparent. So people can see me struggling. People can see me, okay, it does hurt. Even if you're hurting right now, you feel like, oh my gosh, it's normal. And then they'll have, obviously through me, they have like weekly one-to-one, like group meetings to see how they're feeling, what could they do better, nutritional tips. So all of that's in the package. And I think to myself that, okay, when that idea came, I said, instead of me just training people on Zoom, it brought to the idea that why don't I just create a platform where I give my services, like a designer program, and then every week you have like weekly contact, or create a forum where people can post up the messages and I can respond to the messages. So it kind of made me be adaptable. This period made me learn to be more adaptable. As long as I adapt to the situation, I'm not going to allow the situation to adapt to me. I'm going to adapt to the situation and make sure that, okay, if I'm not able to do this, okay, let me figure out a way. It does take a lot of like persistence, because there's going to be days where you're going to be frustrated, like those days you're frustrated. Man, where's the money going to go? And all these crazy stuff go through your head. But one thing that kept me going was the vision, helping people. If it was just a business of just making money, I would have stopped long time.
Yeah.
Because having your own business, you have to be crazy. As Steve Jobs says, you have to be crazy to have your own business, because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs and failures.
I want to just talk a little bit more about that. Like how much do you think the mental and the physical play into each other, and how are you making sure that the people that come to Clan and work with you are not only going to come out, you know, with that body or with those goals that they wanted to achieve physically, but also in a good, you know, mental health state as well?
What you do in the gym doesn't have to stay in the gym. You can use the same principles from the gym, you using your body, and because it's your body, you know how you felt, you can translate that into your personal life. So if you felt, my gosh, that was a struggle, that was hard. Like, there was a period where I was like ripped. I'm still ripped anyway. I was ripped, six pack, everything, but I wasn't happy because I wasn't feeling fulfilled. But when I think last year when I was in hospital and I found out that I had like some problems in my heart, I knew that it's not all about just you looking good on the outside. It's like, how am I truly feeling on the inside?
You are someone who I don't think would be just satisfied being a personal trainer in a gym. Is it even good to have a balanced diet? I want you just to kind of demystify some of these myths that we have in the West about nutrition.
Like, what's it called? One thing is, like, I always say have a balanced diet. So it's like, I always tell people, like, make sure that all your food is hand size. So the bigger your hands, the better it is. For the smaller your hands, then you just have the portion control. But you lose, mate, Jamie, don't worry. But the thing is that you lose more weight in junk at the right time. So because you need to shock your body, basically to increase your metabolism, you need to shock your body. So what I usually do is go on a high-low, during the week I go on a high-low, high carb, low carb. So on certain days I have high carbs, some days I have low carb. Your body doesn't know the difference. So your body is getting used to, okay, 2 days in a row we had high carb, and then all of a sudden your body knows, okay, we need to work hard to process this food, X, Y, and Z. But if your body is still in work mode and it's not getting enough food, and it's not getting enough food, they'll say, okay, we process all the food, okay, let's attack the fat. Attack the fat, attack the fat. If it doesn't have any fat, it'll attack the muscle, because muscles got glycogen. So it goes through a process. If there's no food, it attacks the fat. If there's no fat, it attacks the muscle. So when you're on the high carb, you want your body to be attacking the food, processing the food, the right nutrients, and flushing away what's not needed. When you're low carb, your body's still hyperactive. Once it processes all the food, it's still like the little kid. Oh, what do we do next? What do we do next? What do we do next? So now it said, okay, the fat, we need energy. We need to do something. So it's going to attack the fat. And that's when weight loss happens. So when you do that during the week, and then all of a sudden you have your cheat meal, that your calorie count and sugar, everything that spikes up, that's when your body's in overload. So, oh no, we need to get more, we need to recruit more people, we need to get more people. You, Bob, go to that. You go to the donuts right there. It's like everyone's on overload, and because your body's on this constant overload, then it's working extra hard, and that's when real weight loss happens, when your body works extra hard. Like, you need to get your metabolism. Knowing people say, oh yeah, the reason why I put on weight was my metabolism slowed down. No, you need to trick your body to make it work harder. Like, you work hard, get fitter, the more your body's used to a certain movement, certain exercise, the more easier it gets. Yeah, so I think the myth is that, oh yeah, you need to like strip everything away. So no, portion everything, but make sure that you treat your body just one meal, but don't binge the whole weekend. That's when it reverses the effect. You binge the whole weekend. Just have like one meal where it spikes it up. I always tell people, whatever you're craving, have that craving, and then don't.
And so you do that. You have a cheat meal.
Hey, call it Sin Saturday. Whatever I'm craving, I just like, okay, what am I craving this week? I just have it.
Yeah. What are you craving this week?
Oh, I'm craving Chinese food. So on YouTube, I've been on YouTube looking at salt and pepper chicken wings and sweet and sour chicken. So I'm looking at recipe how to make it properly. So I need to buy like cornstarch and all the fun stuff. I was craving Chinese, and again, nice. Oh god.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll have a massive meal after this, Emmanuel. Okay, so that's one myth that we've demystified then, that a balanced diet all the time isn't actually good, because then your body gets into a routine, and therefore that's where people also get this concept where they go, oh yeah, I've got a really quick metabolism, or I've got a really overactive thyroid, or there's a lot of these expressions that come into, I think, terminology that people don't actually understand. They just have known someone who that might have worked for. There's one thing, I've got one friend who's got arthritis, and he's studied quite a lot the link between a positive change of diet, so which, as you say, good fats, so which food groups you can go for that are actually seen as usually quite bad, but can you eat all steak, for example, for the rest of your life, that kind of thing. But he's gone for these different food groups and he's tried different things out, and he's used his own body as an experiment. Like you're talking about, you can feel the changes to your own body. I just wondered if you've heard about any studies like this that have been done that aren't just anecdotal from my friend. Like, do you know about the connection between any degenerative diseases and positive diet change? Yeah,
so we had a nutritionist that came in, I think.
Oh yeah, you had that talk recently.
Carola Becker, and she suffered from arthritis, but then she was kind of the same thing that your friend did, like experiment, and she noticed that certain food that she needed to cut out and certain foods that she needed to add that helped her to decrease the feel of her arthritis, because she was suffering from arthritis and she couldn't do nothing. As soon as she changed a few things in the diet, now she's walking fine, she's running, doing the normal stuff, but now she knows that she needs to have this amount of food, this amount from this food group and that food group in order for her to be active. And she said that a lot of people came and said, "Oh, you cured arthritis." No, I didn't cure arthritis. I just found something that worked for me that helped.
Yeah, my arthritis. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, because a lot of people hear our stories, "Oh, you can cure arthritis." No, I just found something that helped me to cure my arthritis.
That's amazing. How much do you draw out nutrition plans for people? How much is that part of your service?
So with the service, I always give nutritional advice, because I don't want to because one thing with nutritional plans is very rigid. Okay, you have to eat this, you have to eat this, blah, blah, blah. So when I give nutritional advice, I say, okay, what do you like to eat? What do you like to eat?
Vegetables, mostly. Mediterranean vegetables.
Okay.
And I also like I like eggs. So that's one good thing. Yeah, protein.
Okay. So I always tell them what do they like to eat. So I always tell them give me the foods that you like to eat, list them down. So, okay, with the foods that you like to eat, we can make something good out of it. So I'll give them different recipes they can make with the food they like. So now, then now they in control. So, okay, I can eat the foods I like, but I just need to make sure it's got the right amount of ingredients, right amount of oil. I'm not using too much. I'm not using too little. But you always want to give people ownership in what their decision they're doing. Because most times, if you say, okay, the person needs to do this, you need to do this, do this, do that. After a while, you're not going to stick with it because it's boring. It becomes boring, it becomes repetitive. Giving the person ownership in their decision, and that's when you want to not make people dummies that, okay, they're relying on you for everything, but you installed something that they can build upon. So, okay, now, so when they're making decisions, so, okay, I'm fancying Chinese, I want Chinese, but I can't eat Chinese. Okay, but I remember that Chinese has prawns, Chinese has peas, Chinese has this. I can make the similar style, but just use maybe rapeseed oil as a pan fried base, or use avocado oil as a pan fried base. And then I can use the prawns, I can use the flavorings that I want, and it's still similar to, maybe not exactly that greasy, that Chinese, but it's still similar. And the person won't feel bad, and as long as they control the portions, the person won't feel bad because they had the satisfaction of, okay, it feels like Chinese, but it's not dirty Chinese that you spend.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting approach, because it's a really interesting way of doing behavioral change, because it's making them still think positively about that first initial thought. It's kind of just reimagined, it's adapted.
That's the main thing, allowing people to be creative and allowing people to understand their creativity when it comes to food.
Cool. Well, one thing that we always try and do on the Sound of the Underground podcast is get our guests' work. So apart from the ways that you just said, through Instagram, and also maybe we can flash up your email as well, so people can contact you directly.
Yes.
But yeah, so how do people first sign up, and what would be their first kind of exhilarating session? What would it involve? And yeah, just tell us a little bit about that.
So with the initial part, so what I'm doing with my clients, so when they sign up, I'll just, sign up in queries. Okay, do you have any previous injuries? What are your goals? Do you have any previous injuries? Okay, is it internal factor that they're not reaching the goal, or is it external factor? If it's internal factor, then I need to be more personal, so they feel the trust. If it's an external one, I need to link them with someone, or with someone that can encourage them through the journey, so they don't feel alone. Because most times people don't reach their goals because they feel alone, and they feel that, okay, since no one knows my goal, I can slide off. But if you've got an accountability partner and you know one of your weaknesses is external, I can point you to the right direction or link you with someone. Okay, this person is good with that person, and I can link with that one. And that's the whole point of building trust, building a community, that through these surveys, that's point one, I can help them. Then a month later, so I did my clients last month, so at the end of this month, I'll be sending them another form to see if it's progressed. If they stay the same, that's good, we can continue whatever. If they digress, then we need to go on to, okay, why did you digress? How can I help to do that? If they progress, I say, okay, well done for this month. I see you progress in X, Y, and Z. What factors help you to progress? And then we can go from there.
Nice. Nice. And I guess that one thing I also wanted to speak about is that there is something about fitness that you can harm yourself, like that guy in the gym that dislocated his shoulder. You've had some injuries as well when you've been working out. So I guess that I want to ask you, what is the correlation between fitness and addiction? You know, when does that line come between, I really like working out, I really like doing sessions with Emmanuel, because suddenly this person who you originally saw is now massive and they're using protein shakes and might be going to a not so good place?
One of the things I noticed that the two things, they don't want to go back to the person there was before, because the new, say for instance, the guy's now buffed up, he's getting all the attention. If he feels that, okay, I can't leave gym because, or if I become out of shape, no one will love me. And that's in external, like an external factor and an internal factor. The external, that they want the recognition from people, because internally they're not feeling good. And that's when you get that sick addiction that, okay, I need to look the buffest, I need to look ripped. And that's when it becomes unhealthy, because you're gonna get old. Yeah, you may still be in shape, but what if you don't look exactly how you're gonna look when you're in your 20s, in your 30s? Are you going to be like so down and say, oh yeah, and even if you have a little bit of a stomach, when you in the beach, people say, oh, they're looking at me because I'm fat, or because I don't have my abs no more. And that's when it becomes an addiction. So that could be another thing. And second one is just to prove people wrong. That, especially the short guys that become buffed up, to know that, okay, man, yeah, I'm a man. No one can talk to me down. I've got muscles, like I'm strong. So that's when it becomes a negative addiction, where fitness is to please people and fitness. They use fitness to please people and to feed an insecurity. And when you're not comfortable with yourself internally and externally, that's when it becomes an addiction. And people will say, oh, why are you training 4 or 5 times a day? Like, you need to relax. Is that because externally they're trying to please people, and internally they're trying to feed an insecure person to be stronger. When you approach other people, say, oh, this guy, I've seen it as, oh, this guy's really good. This guy's really good. You should trust him. I didn't say nothing, but he just came and said, oh, this guy's really good. You should trust him. Instead of you trying to pitch to the vulnerable person, and they'll be like, okay, like they don't know what they haven't had any other testimony. But the people that are always in the gym, the ego lifters, the people that think they know it all, when you kind of change their perspective, even if they see you talking with someone, because you got that friendly vibe, they'll be like, oh no, this guy is really good. This guy is really good. And they say, oh, okay, since someone else said it and he looks in good shape, or she looks in good shape, I also trust it. So it's kind of going to reverse effect, that you attack the people that constantly go to the gym, always the people that go to the gym. Give them tips or something that they never thought they were able to have. And when they do see you talking, just having a general conversation with someone, they will be your ambassador saying, you know what, this guy is really good. Oh, have you seen the way he trained me? So good. Oh, can we train together? I said, oh, he wants to train together. That means he must be the real deal, Holyfield. So, man, it's a good lad.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much again. And I'll speak with you very soon, yeah?
Okay, speak to you soon, bro.
Nice.